Welcome to Canada, the podcast that helps you prepare for your Canadian adventure with clarity and confidence. Hello, future newcomers, and welcome to your Canadian Prep Zone. You're listening to episode number 20, and it is recorded in January 2026. I'm Emma, your host and your international mobility coach. I'm here to help you prepare, plan, and thrive in your move to Canada. Today, I'm going to talk about debit cards and credit cards in Canada. Also, I'm going to show you how understanding these financial tools from day one can save you thousands of dollars in months of frustration as you build your life in Canada. A debit card is provided by your bank when you open your checking account. With it, you can make purchases and money withdrawals. Such transactions are deducted from your checking account right away. If you have money in your bank account, great. Otherwise, you'll find yourself overdrawn with fees to pay. Your debit card number is also used to access your online bank account, so keep it safe. Now, credit cards. This is where things get interesting. Not only does your credit card provide you with a means of payment, but it also lends you money. When you first arrive, your credit limit will be low, often under $1,000. But here is the strategic part most people miss. How you use your credit card in your first 6 months will determine whether you're stuck with poor credit for years or whether you can rapidly build the kind of credit score that opens doors. Before we dig in, let me be clear. The money on your credit card is borrowed money. It is a debt. The credit card company isn't giving you anything. They are offering you the chance to pay later. How much later? Here is where the system works in your favor if you know how to use it. You have the billing period, usually 1 month, plus a grace period of 2 to 3 weeks. During this time, you pay 0 interest. But if you miss that grace period deadline, you're looking at over 20% interest, calculated daily. This is where I see people bleed money unnecessarily. My strategic recommendation: set up automatic full payment. Don't rely on remembering. Automate it and move on to other aspects of settling in Canada. Let's talk risks. The obvious disadvantage of having a credit card is temptation. You can spend money you don't have, rack up debt, and pay massive interest. But here is a less obvious trap. Cash withdrawals on credit cards trigger immediate interest charges. I've seen many newcomers lose hundreds of dollars because nobody told them this one simple rule: use your debit card for cash withdrawals instead. Here is another mistake: using ATMs from other banks. Most of the time, it costs you a fee, and those transaction fees add up faster than you think, especially in your first month when every dollar counts. So stick to your own bank's ATMs. These seem like small details, but they are exactly the kind of financial missteps that drain your resources when you're trying to establish yourself in a new country. And now, a word from our sponsor. But there is none. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm the sponsor of the show right now. Today's episode is brought to you by my one-on-one coaching services. Thinking about immigrating to Canada but feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or pulled in too many directions? You're not alone, and you don't have to do it alone. I offer customized one-on-one support to help you move forward with clarity and confidence. From creating your departure strategy to finding a job, planning your budget, or securing housing, we will tackle it all, step by step in a clear and structured way. Book a coaching session with me today and let's turn your Canadian dream into a real plan. For more details, click the link in the show notes. And now, back to the show. Let's talk about the strategic advantages of credit cards. Some Canadian retailers, especially online, only accept credit cards. It's rare, but it happens, and therefore, not having one limits your options. Credit cards also offer rewards, cashback, points for travel, preferential rates, etc. If you're strategic about which card you choose, these benefits can actually offset your banking costs. Then there are the insurance benefits. Medical coverage when traveling, roadside assistance, extended warranties, etc. These aren't just nice perks. They are financial protections that can save you thousands of dollars if something goes wrong. So choose your credit card carefully based on their rewards and insurance that matter most to you. Compare benefits rather than accepting the first card offered. Now, here is the real reason you need a credit card in Canada: building your credit score. A credit score is a rating that changes over time. It shows whether or not you're a good payer, namely a trustworthy person who knows how to manage money. As a newcomer, you do not have a good credit score. But, and this is critical, with the right strategy, you can build a good score in 6 to 12 months. Without the right strategy, you could still be struggling with poor credit years later. I tell my clients to monitor their score regularly through their bank app, Equifax, or TransUnion. At Equifax, scores range from 300 to 900. Between 300 and 659, your score is low to average. Between 660 and 759, it's good. Above 760, it's excellent, and doors start opening. How to build your score strategically? Use your credit card regularly and pay it off in full and on time. This isn't optional advice, it's the foundation. Diversify your credit types. A loan plus a credit card is better than just a card. Never use more than 30% of your credit limit. This is a rule that separates people who understand the system from those who don't. Keep your oldest credit cards open. History matters in Canada's credit system. Why does this actually matter to your life? Because employers check credit scores before hiring, especially in banking and finance. Landlords check before renting to you. Car dealers and mortgage lenders always check, and your score determines your interest rate. A high score gets you a very attractive rate, but with an average or poor score, you'll pay more in interest over the life of a loan. We're talking thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars in additional costs. Here is the bottom line. If you're in Canada just for a short time, you might skip the credit card game. But if you're building a life here, this is non-negotiable. The difference between people who thrive financially in Canada and those who struggle often comes down to whether they had strategic guidance in those crucial first months, or whether they learned those lessons the expensive way. In my book, Cost of Moving to Canada, The Ultimate Guide, I walk you through all of these financial strategies and many more. You can find it on Amazon in paperback and in digital format at many bookstores. Now, if you're not a book lover or want more advice, my coaching services are designed to give you the strategic roadmap you need. From choosing the right bank to understanding credit systems to navigating all the financial decisions that will impact your first years in Canada, I help you structure your projects so you can hit the ground running. Because here is what I've learned after years of coaching. Information is everywhere, but strategy is rare. And strategy is what saves you time, money, and frustration. Now, let me give you 3 takeaways from this episode. First takeaway. With a debit card, your expenses are immediately deducted from your checking account. With a credit card, your expenses can be paid later. Second takeaway. A credit card is money you borrow and have to pay back. If you pay it back on time, you won't have to pay interest. Otherwise, you'll have to pay a lot of interest. Third takeaway, a credit card can give you perks, especially insurance and guarantees. Most importantly, it allows you to build a good credit score, which is essential for anyone who wants to buy a property in Canada. You can find the notes for this episode in the Learn section of my website, bienvenueaucanada.ca. This will allow you to review the key points of the episode. And yes, even if the name of my website is in French, the articles are in English. A small caveat, I am not a financial advisor. I do not know your personal situation, and I'm not giving you financial advice through this podcast. So please use the information I give you with a grain of salt. Do your research or consult with a professional. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening until the end. Thinking about immigrating to Canada but feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or pulled in too many directions? Book a coaching session with me today and let's turn your Canadian dream into a real plan. Link in the show notes.